What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Today we're going through the brand new Colosseum that just dropped, which again, with the theme of the whole event, is more duel units, and this time around, Doflamingo and Treble, and a very interesting decision to make these characters the duel unit. But this character is actually very good, and I would strongly suggest to farm this guy up. He is a great Colosseum character. He is extremely difficult though, so if you cannot beat the Chaos version, I gotta say this, like, you have to farm this character. He is just very useful to have. But let's actually go through what he does, and then we'll talk about the dungeon. So, first of all, we have Doflamingo and Treble. Well, we'll have Doflamingo out first, who is a strength-driven cerebral, and his captain ability will be a 2.5 attack to driven and cerebral, and a 1.2 times HP boost. So, nothing amazing. As for Treble, he is a driven and cerebral 2.25 times attack boost, and will also boost their health and recovery by 1.2 times. And then when you have the dual captain, it's a 2.75 times attack to driven and cerebral with a 1.2 times HP and recovery boost, and recovery in tandem accounted as beneficial to driven and cerebral. So not overly amazing for their captain ability, but that's not the main reason why you want to farm this character, of course. You want their special ability, which will max out at 11 turns after limit break, allows you to freely swap your slots 2 times, and locks your orbs for 1 turn. He then gives you a 2.75 times chain lock for 1 turn, and he fuses for 2 turns, but then he applies a buff, where if you hit at least 4 perfects during the turn you use this special, in the next turn, you're going to get a 3.25 times chain lock. Now, unfortunately, this does not go around enemy preemptive attacks. If you carry this buff into another room, the enemy preemptive does go first, so you don't get this chain lock to stop the enemy's preemptive attack, which is kind of annoying. But at the end of the day, it's still a chain lock that can go to 2 turns, basically. You can have one stage on a 2.75, and then you can have 3.25 on the next one. It's just a very good special ability to have. It actually has a really good switch effect as well, which will give himself his matching orb, and strength and dex slots will be matching for your entire team for 1 turn. Again, like, just a really nice switch effect to have. It's always nice when the switch units give themselves a beneficial orb every time they switch. That's always really good to have. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a support ability, which I don't know if any other dual units have a support ability right now. They might not. I'm not 100% sure. But he does have critical hit, which is 50% chance for 8% extra damage, and slotbind reduction by 5 turns. So this is a character that you definitely want to farm up. Make sure to farm it, whether it be the Chaos or the Underground difficulty. He is going to be a useful character for content to come. So starting with round number 1 is going to be against Diamante, but on stage 4 you have to take on Senor Pink. He has about 1.5 million health, and he has 3 turns of defense down immunity and 3 turns of Rainbow Shield % damage reduction, and that's about it. Nothing really too crazy there. However, I would suggest, if you have a chain locker that is multiple turns, to use it on this final boss stage, or the stage 4, to carry into the final boss stage, because Diamante's preemptive attack on the final stage gives you a 3-turn 1.1 chain lock. So Neo Boa Hancock or Raid Boa Hancock would be great units to bring here to avoid the chain locking on stage 5. But also on stage 5 you get a full board of block orbs, so bringing a character to remove the block orbs would be also very nice. But other than that, a very simplistic round number 1. Round number 2 is a little bit more trickier. This time we have Pika as the final boss. Stage 4 we have Gladius with about 1.8 million health. His preemptive gives himself 3 turns of immunity, and he also will have 3 turns of defense up. So bring a character that can remove that blue shield. Remember, you can't reduce his defense because he does have an immunity, so you need a character that can remove the blue shield. Also, every single turn he gives you bomb orbs, and when you eventually kill Gladius, he will cut your health by 80%. And then moving on on to stage 5, we have Pika, who has just under 5 million HP. He has a preemptive attack of giving himself 99 turns of full immunity. He has also a barrier. The boss Pika does have an HP barrier, so he gets an additional 1 million HP from his barrier, and also all characters on your crew that are strength, psi, or int will be special binded for 3 turns, and every single turn Pika will blow away a random character on your crew, which can include your captains, for 3 turns, and below 20% he does a lot of damage to your team. And also don't manipulate your orbs, otherwise he will give you a full board of block orbs, so make sure to bring a beneficial orb enabler, or make sure to bring like matching orbs that you can carry into this final room against Pika. So now getting to talk about round 3, the final stage against Dofi and Treble. Stage 3, we have some mob characters which all have barriers depending on what color they are. So the red character has a red barrier, the Dex character has a Dex barrier. Obviously makes a lot of sense. And also after turn 2, if you don't kill them, they do lots of negative effects, which you can see on the left hand side of the screen. Stage 4 is the one where I think a lot of people will struggle, because we have Diamante and Pika. With their preemptive, they have full immunity, they have a 50 turn damage threshold. This is where Carrot is exceptionally useful, or Luffy and Law as a friend captain. Also, they will have end of turn damage, which does 5,000 damage at the end of each turn. They will slot bind your captains for 10 turns. They give you a full board of block orbs, and if your captain is quick when you enter this room, all of your type slots will be counted as negative for 10 turns. This is where bringing a character that can give you beneficial orbs and carry that into this room, if you have a quick captain, as I did here with Brand New, then that would be a good way to get around the fact that you have a quick captain. Also, do not use any type of effect that gives you a special effect after a certain amount of perfects, like Legend Lucy special, where if you hit a certain amount of perfects you get a buff, because any type of special that gets activated like that on stage 4, they remove your beneficial effects, so that's something to take into consideration. And then Dofi and Treble with 30 million HP, and they also have an immunity buff and normal attacks only, so you can't use like V2 Doflamingo special, you can't health cut them, you can't even poison them because they have the immunity. So this final stage, basically it's just the fact that they have a lot of health. They don't actually do too much. Turns 1 and 2, you can see they disband, they rewind your specials. Turn 3, they do a 20 turn bind, and then under 20%, they do a lot of damage to your team. But basically, Dofi and Treble on the final stage just have a lot of HP, and this is where I would strongly suggest, if you can, and if you are choosing to run the Chaos difficulty, it is a pretty good idea to bring a character such as Luffy and Law as a friend captain, because they get around stage 4 and stage 5 so much easier with their amount of damage that they can provide to your team. But the next team you guys are seeing here is a V2 Katakuri team. Pretty interesting team, and works very, very well, of course. But basically, you're just getting a bunch of color affinity boosts from the captain of V2 Katakuri. If you have type advantage, he gives you a 4.66 multiplier, and then on top of that, you add more color affinity with Legend Cracker, and on top of a chain boost as well. You've got an orb boost with Smoothie and Oven. You also have an attack booster with Big Mom, and we can use Law to get around the threshold on stage 4, and the 2 Katakuri specials to blast through that stage 4. Although I would suggest, if you guys are choosing to run this, make sure to take at least, 70 to 80,000 damage before reaching stage 4, and that will give you enough damage to KO all of the characters on stage 4. You can also see I actually use the Zunisha ship for this team as well. I was going to use the Sunny ship, but the thing is you do kind of want that extra HP so you can tank more damage, which in turn will give you more damage with the Katakuri special ability, so that's pretty important. And the final team you guys will be seeing in this video will be the Luffy and Law team, which will definitely be my farming team. I think it will be just about the fastest team that you could probably put together. Carrot is actually very fast as well, so you can definitely use the Carrot team as well. But I mean, it's so much fun using Luffy and Law, so I'm definitely going to be using them to farm up this character. And remember, this is the perfect time to farm up this particular character as of me recording this right now. As of this video release, it is still currently 3 times skill up, so this is the perfect opportunity, even if you can't farm the chaos difficulty, to farm the lower difficulty. And when you do get those drops, they're going to be worth so much more because it is 3 times skill up, and the chance to get that level up is so much higher. So make sure to go out there and farm these characters up, including the Chopper and Usopp showdown. Make sure to go ahead and farm that as well, of course, because it's 3 times skill up as well. Plus, with the Usopp and Chopper, you actually get Chopper Man missions as well. Also, something to note, if you guys don't know, if you guys are some of those people that don't farm the underground at all, like you never even go to the underground difficulty, you should probably still clear the underground difficulty, because if you beat the final boss in underground, you actually get given 5 copies for free, which is pretty nice. You know, it gives you, a pretty good amount of skill ups, especially during 3 times skill up. So overall, that's going to conclude this video today, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and make sure to get farming for Doflamingo and Treble. If you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.
Xistens. 分かった。